Drop by drop is the water pot filled. Likewise, the wise man, gathering it little by little, fills himself with good. Let none find fault with others, let none see the omissions and commissions of others. But let one see one's own acts, done and undone. Should a seeker not find a companion who is better or equal, let them resolutely pursue a solitary course. Just as a solid rock is not shaken by the storm, even so the wise are not affected by praise or blame. I will not look at another's bull intent on finding fault. A training to be observed. Know from the rivers in clefts and in crevices. Those in small channels flow noisily, the great flow silent. Whatever's not full makes noise. Whatever is full is quiet. Should a person do good, let him do it again and again. Let him find pleasure therein, for blissful is the accumulation of good. Conquer anger through gentleness, unkindness through kindness, greed through generosity, and falsehood by truth. The only real failure in life is not to be true to the best one knows. One who conquers himself is greater than another who conquers 1,000 times 1,000 men on the battlefield. Be victorious over yourself and not over others. The way to happiness is, keep your heart free from hate, your mind from worry. Live simply, give much. Fill your life with love. Do as you would be done by. What we think, we become. Words have the power to both destroy and heal. When words are both true and kind, they can change our world. Give, even if you only have a little. If anything is worth doing, do it with all your heart. A disciplined mind brings happiness. Silence the angry man with love. Silence the ill-natured man with kindness. Silence the miser with generosity. Silence the liar with truth. Radiate boundless love towards the entire world. Delight in heedfulness. Guard well your thoughts. Should you find a wise critic to point out your faults, follow him as you would a guide to hidden treasure. Hatred is never appeased by hatred in this world. By non-hatred alone is hatred appeased. This is a law eternal. In whom there is no sympathy for living beings. Know him as an outcast. It is easy to see the faults of others, but difficult to see one's own faults. One shows the faults of others like chaff winnowed in the wind, but one conceals one's own faults, as a cunning gambler conceals his dice. Health is the best gift, contentment the best wealth, trust the best kinsman. Live with no sense of mind, not forming attachment to experiences. If a man going down into a river, swollen and swiftly flowing, is carried away by the current, how can he help others across? Better it is to live one day seeing the rise and fall of things, than to live 100 years without ever seeing the rise and fall of things. You must love yourself before you love another. By accepting yourself and fully being what you are, your simple presence can make others happy. If the problem can be solved, why worry? If the problem cannot be solved, worrying will do you no good. Whatever is not yours, let go of it. Your letting go of it will be for your long-term happiness and benefit. One is not called noble who harms living beings. By not harming living beings, one is called noble. All conditioned things are impermanent. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. to support mother and father, to cherish wife and children, and to be engaged in peaceful occupation, this is the greatest blessing. The world is afflicted by death and decay, but the wise do not grieve, having realized the nature of the world. Resolutely train yourself to attain peace. All tremble at violence, all fear death. Putting oneself in the place of another, one should not kill nor cause another to kill. They blame those who remain silent, they blame those who speak much, they blame those who speak in moderation. There is none in the world who is not blamed. Ardently do today what must be done. Who knows? Tomorrow, death comes. Purity and impurity depend on oneself. No one can purify another. If with a pure mind a person speaks or acts, happiness follows them like a never-departing shadow. The root of suffering is attachment. It is in the nature of things that joy arises in a person free from remorse. All experiences are preceded by mind, having mind as their master, created by mind. Understanding is the heartwood of well-spoken words. He who can curb his wrath as soon as it arises, as a timely antidote will check snake's venom, that so quickly spreads. Such a monk gives up the here and the beyond, just as a serpent sheds its worn-out skin. We will develop love, we will practice it, we will make it both a way and a basis. There is no fear for one whose mind is not filled with desires. The one in whom no longer exist the craving and thirst that perpetuate becoming. How could you track that awakened one, trackless and of limitless range? Whatever has the nature of arising has the nature of ceasing. If you knew what I know about the power of giving, you would not let a single meal pass without sharing it in some way. It seems that although we thought ourselves permanent, we are not. Although we thought ourselves settled, we are not. Although we thought we would last forever, we will not. Don't run after pleasure and neglect the practice of meditation. If you forget the goal of life and get caught in the pleasures of the world, you will come to envy those who put meditation first. Train your eyes and ears, train your nose and tongue. The senses are good friends when they are trained. Train your body in deeds, train your tongue in words, train your mind in thoughts. This training will take you beyond sorrow. Like someone pointing to treasures, the wise person who sees your faults and points them out. Associate with such a sage. Your work is to discover your work and then with all your heart to give yourself to it. If we could see the miracle of a single flower clearly, our whole life would change.